So I'm here at this prickly pear cactus patch to address a concern, and this is one that is not given enough consideration in the survival circles. Those that are prepping are just trying to learn as much as they can to be ready for any eventuality, and that is being able to actually cook your ramen noodles. In an emergency situation, you might not always have a pot and pan, but you're definitely going to have this package of awesomeness, and without it being boiled, cooked correctly, it's really quite a chore. To get this done, we're going to be picking a prickly pear cactus pad that is unblemished, a fairly large one. And I've gone ahead and stopped right here at this one. And you want to look all over it. You want to look for any holes or blemishes or damage, because what we're going to be doing is cutting it, a slice off of it, hollowing that out, and actually filling it with water and boiling water to make our ramen noodle feast with. So make sure that it is unblemished, good to go, because if you have any kind of penetration or hole, you're not going to be able to hold water, and you won't be cooking it up. So prickly pear cactus, you want to be careful. If you have a torch or a fire, sometimes you can come up underneath here and singe off the thorns. We're going to do that at the campfire today. Hopefully you have a blade. This is a bit overkill, I know, but you can definitely use smaller stuff to get this thing done. You don't want to touch the thorns. Those bring pain, especially the small ones called glaucids. They'll get stuck inside of you, and you'll be suffering for a while. Now, instead of just harvesting the entire pad by cutting here at the joint, I'm going to be cutting just a little bit above, and I'm going to make that the top of my pouch. Alright, so I only have to make one cut. So right below, or right above rather, these thorns, because I want to keep those away from my hands as much as possible. I'm going to go on down through. It's a good healthy pad. Alright, and there you go. That's going to be our prospective pot for our ramen noodles. So all you got to do is find a way to go ahead and transport that to your campfire, and we'll get started. So we have our ramen and we have our prickly pear cactus pad, and it's good to go. We have started up a fire right here, and we've got our hot rocks on top of it. And these are stones about fist size or smaller that we're heating up in the fire. And they need to be ones that are pretty smooth, not porous, because you don't want to have any water in there. The more porosity you have, the more holes you have in it, the more likely it is those stones are going to actually explode. Now I'm going to take advantage of these flames here for a moment, and I'm going to singe the small thorns off of this cactus. And these are called glaucids. And I don't want to have it in the fire so long that I burn through or mess up the integrity of our cactus pad. And I definitely don't want to mess with the temper of my blade. But it's just enough to take some of the hate off of it and to make this thing just a little easier to handle. Alright, and that's all you need to do. A little bit of red on there. Those are all cleaned up. Alright, now that we've burned those glaucids off, and they're pretty harmless now, I'm going to go ahead and do the careful job of opening up this cactus pad. And so you want to be very, very deliberate in your slices. Make sure that you line it up just right. Go slowly, because if you go through the outside of that cactus pad, game over. You've got to start again. You've got to go get you another one, because there's no patch in this thing. So just be very careful, very deliberate. You've got to kind of balance how large you can make this with how much you want to gamble on getting too close to the outside, because it's very easy to go through the edges there in the bottom, and at that point it's a no-go. There we go. Alright, nice little pouch, and that's where we're going to be boiling our water and cooking our ramen. Works out pretty well. There you go. Now, you could go ahead and just hold on to this or try and lean it up against, but you don't really have anything to keep this pouch open. You could stick something down there. But everything you put down there is going to limit the amount of water you can put in. It's going to limit the area where you can actually put hot rocks in to boil this, and for your ability to get the ramen noodles to actually go inside. So what I would suggest, and I've done this in advance, is I got a green piece of wood that had some good spring in it, and I found a Y. And if I've done this correctly, and hopefully I'm a genius in this, I can go ahead and push this in between and make it kind of keep itself open a little bit. And this is going to work to varying degrees. This is a very, very healthy cactus, so it has some really good rigidity. But check that out. I'm not having to peel it open. I've got an inch wide gap. As I start to cook and boil water in it, the skin will loosen up and it'll open up into more of a pouch. But there I go. I don't have to hold on to this as I prep everything else. It'll work out. All right, next step is going to be adding water, and then we're going to add the ingredients. All right, so we're going to use some purified water this time. I know we're surrounded by a beautiful stream, but we're cooking ramen noodles. You want to have quality ingredients, so only the finest spring-fed water to go in here, right? If you are having to use creek water or stuff that's not sanitized properly, you're fine. This water is going to boil inside of this cactus pad anyway, and it's going to be safe for consumption either way. Time to go ahead and get things boiling, and then we'll add our ramen. Our rocks are ready. Now these are going to have a little bit of ash on them. Rinse them off a little bit. And set them in. And it's going to slowly heat up that water. It's going to take 3 or 4 rocks to get it boiling. Make sure that you've got a tool or a couple of sticks to be able to pull that off. Now, as you heat up more rocks, make sure that you're not putting your old ones back in the fire. Because once they've gotten a little bit of water in them, they're going to be very likely to explode on you. Just keep on adding rocks. Sometimes they'll hold heat up to about 30 seconds to a minute. And we'll bring that up to a boil. Good start. Good sound. Okay, we're up to a boil. Now, as I pull this hot rock out, I'm going to break my ramen noodles in half, put it in there, and then put another hot rock on top to finish the meal. And everybody has their preference as far as how they make their ramen. You can express your displeasure or my lack of culinary skills in the comments below. Teach me. But here we go. For space issues, now I'm committing a crime right here. We'll go ahead and split that ramen in half. Get it down in there. Very nice, very hot. Whew. Very hot. And keep on putting it in there, and we'll probably go ahead and add a little bit more water. That is perfectly cooked. Take a look in there. Okay, pretty hot. Otherwise I'd stick my fingers in there and show you. But check this out. Completely done noodles. Mix them up real good. And I think we're ready to eat. So, guess if I was a betting man, I'd go ahead and pick this up and use it. But I'm going to eat it pretty much where it's at, because that boiling water has made this entire cactus pretty hot. So go ahead and give it a try. And that's awesome. Guys, you can use this to boil water and purify it if you want to. You can use cactuses to transport water. And in a pinch, you come down to the important stuff, you can cook ramen noodles in it. Like and subscribe, and until next time.